You wanna know what everyone likes? Boobs. You wanna know what everyone likes more? Puzzles. Now, what if I told you that there was a game that combined these two glorious aspects in a stylized anime setting? Well, I don't really need to, because you've probably already heard of Hunie Pop. Yes, the Candy Crush expansion you play with your headphones in. Through its cute anime girls and addicting gameplay, it's not only commanded a cult following, but garnered a successful sequel as well, which not many indie games can say. Now I know what you're thinking. Why is this idiot reporting on a game that's already 2 years old? Well, you lovable internet smart you. It's because these games can at times be shrouded by hype without being judged fairly. All it takes is one well-known YouTuber to blush and squeal at the first date, and then the game gets skyrocketed into popularity.
You want to go on a date? You want to date me, maybe? I've got video games. We can go and hang out in my house.
I'm looking at you, Markiplier, you handsome devil. Now that some time has passed, let's look at this glorified dating sim with unbiased eyes. I'm Lawrence Armstrong, you're watching Indie Review, and this is my review of Hunie Pop. Before we get into the meat of this truly thick experience, it's probably best to know that this game is extremely easy to set up, purchase, and install. Hunie Pop and its sequel can both be found on Steam or the game's website. Hunie Pop is available for $9.99 and its sequel is $6.99 if you're looking for something a little bit more. Once purchased, rev up that sexy install wizard and it's almost immediately at your disposal. You may have to give up a whole megabyte of space for a save data, but trust me, it'll be worth it in the end. What's a dating sim without a unique story mode? So let me tell you exactly what you're going to be doing in this game. Sit back and relax as I paint a picture all too familiar for you. You're a loser. No social skills, and a lot of free time on your hands. I'm pretty sure we've all been there before. You spend another dreary night at the bar you've grown oh so accustomed to when a beautiful, if not direct woman makes her way over to your stool. Without much surprise, you manage to screw up every single chance to lay down a smooth or funny line, and like an old meme, she fades away into existence, never to be seen again. Rest in peace, we are number one. I'll never forget the times we had. Anyway, you go home that night, and out of nowhere, the crazy bitch is inside your apartment. Now, any normal person would probably contact the police at this point, but you choose to sit down and calmly listen to what the magic fairy has to tell you. By the way, she's a magic fairy. That's not really important, but let's just move on. Basically, she explains to you what you already know. You're a hopeless romantic. You're a loser, you're never gonna get laid, all those things your father used to tell you. But then, she extends a hand in helping you conquer this love drought faster than Goldberg beat Lesnar at SummerSlam. Now this is where the story goes off on its own, with you being introduced to each of your own virtual waifus, and then what follows is a seemingly free roam-like experience to woo, date, and even diddle each one. You got the single mom, the hot teacher, the yoga teacher, which is also a hot teacher, but she teaches yoga. Big difference. The other single mom, her daughter... Okay, this is where it gets a little creepy. Anyway, the gamer, the stewardess, and the bitch. Holy shit. If this game didn't make me woo every single girl in this game, I would throw her right in the trash where she belongs with the rest of the thoughts. Now, the process of seducing these pixelated beauties is the primary focus of the gameplay, and this is where the comparisons to Candy Crush come from. The gameplay consists of you taking each girl out on a date, which compares to completing a puzzle of lining up the same color of circles in a 3 in a row or more. This adds more circles to the board, and increases your overall score towards a cap. You have to do this within a certain number of moves or else you'll fail. Luckily, there are these special circles that when lined up give you extra moves at the cost of minimal points towards your score. However, win or lose, you still gain currency to buy gifts for the girls, and giving them gifts gives you a different line of currency called Hunie, which is used to increase your stats to make dates more successful. Now, I know this is a lot to take in, but the way the game presents it, it's very intuitive and easy to remember, and by the time you're an hour into the game, you've basically memorized your own routine. Each day is separated into 4 different parts. You got morning, afternoon, evening, and night. You can choose to hang out with one girl each section of the day. During this, you can do what I like to call get to know you sections, where you're able to find out more information about the girl and their interests. Also, you have access to this handy-dandy phone the fairy gives you that allows you to access past information that you've learned about each girl, where they currently are, fast-traveling to them, gifts that you can specifically buy for them, and your inventory, as well as sending out those sweet, dank nudes. Don't worry, there's no real nudity in the game other than a couple anime titties, but there is a mod if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous. Your inventory consists of special gifts that you can unlock by giving girls the right standard gifts, and you can use these special gifts in the dates themselves. This can drastically alter the board, tipping it in your favor. You can do things like converting all broken hearts into regular hearts, and this will help decrease the chance of you losing score during the date. Once you've got 4 successful dates under your belt, it's time for the killing move. You complete one final date, and then you're found taking the girl home with you to perform Danny Sexbang's favorite hobby, lovemaking. Which basically amounts to you rapidly completing a single puzzle with the points constantly deteriorating and unlimited moves. And then it's just a simple matter of getting through next morning's awkward conversation, and then you're on your way to the next girl and your ultimate goal, to becoming a sex god. One final thing I'd like to throw in though is that the game has a handful of hidden characters you can unlock by completing certain conditions. I won't spoil who or how you get them, I'll let you figure that out for yourself, or you could just look it up online. Apparently no one can have secrets anymore. But how do these digital beauties actually hold up to 2 years? And how do they compare to other animes we all know and love? Well, the game pulls off a really beautiful and simple style. It runs just as well as you'd expect a puzzle game to run, and the characters, while for the most part stationary, are very well polished and of high quality. Each background looks extremely standard, but they're elegant in the way they're pulled off, and they really fit the rest of the game, as well as the pictures you get for rewards looking detailed and astounding. Now that all the bases are covered for the actual game itself, it's time I told you my own personal opinion about the game, giving it its general ups and downs, pros and cons, and I bet you can tell by the way I kiss this game's ass that it probably gained my favor. Spoiler alert. Pro number 1. Each character you interact with has a nice, standard personality with just enough unique features to make them a cut above the rest of other dating sims. Pro number 2. The art style animation of the characters, although they're limited, are very well done and executed with smooth, professional appearances. Pro number 3. The puzzles are extremely fun and addicting, with a strong sense of accomplishment from clumsy beginnings to headstrong finales. Pro number 4. The voice acting is absolutely superb. Each character feels like a real person, and the actors do a great job of captivating emotion and pacing. Pro number 5. The replayability is extremely high in this game, with you constantly wanting to improve yourself and see how fast you complete the story and unlocking new characters. Not all video games are perfect. We can't all be Persona 3. Shine on, you bastard. Shine on. This game has no exception. There are some definite flaws in this game, but they're not enough to steer you away from it. But let's look over a couple gripes I had. Cons. Con number 1. While each character is fantastic, don't get me wrong, the game really doesn't have any direction for them once you sleep with them. They basically become currency farms. There's no more reason to go on dates, in fact the game doesn't even let you. And there's no real end story arc for them. Con number 2. The very beginning of this game can seem very difficult for newcomers. You'll fail the first 2 or 3 dates, which can completely discourage you from the game. But hang in there. The point value may seem high, but in no time you'll be a date master. Con number 3. The payoff for this game that most people expect from it, which is, the sex scenes and the nudity, can be perceived as awkward and, simple. You just do another standard puzzle, and then you get one more nude. No detail, no talking beforehand, no development, it just seems like a simple end, which a lot of people can find disappointing. Con number 4. The voice acting, while great, can sometimes have its own limit with the amount of lines each character has, which is something to be expected, but you'll be seeing the same line over and over again by the second date. Con number 5. This is just a personal gripe, one that I found extremely weird, but a lot of the things you say to these girls should end up with you getting slapped or arrested. It's really bizarre how each girl is so cool with you asking them how big their tits are. And the same can be said vice versa. There is no way on earth I'd be comfortable with a real-life girl asking me if I ever masturbated to pictures of my ex. Sorry, lady. I just met you. I'm not going to give you my Neopets account password, let alone my private time thoughts. Despite my gripes, there's a reason that this game has achieved so much attention. Between its addicting puzzles, vibrant characters, and strong sex appeal, there's really little reason to hate this game. After all, you've got people spending hours upon hours with this game, and then you have fan art aplenty. It's fun, quirky, and it's the type of challenging puzzle game you can just sit back and relax to. But just make sure you play it in a nice private setting. Don't play it at max volume when your roommate's home. That was awkward. Honey Pop gets my approval, and for $10, it'll quickly gain yours as well. That's all for my review. For more, be sure to subscribe to our channel, and read the articles these reviews were based on our website. I'm Lawrence Armstrong, and I've got a Steam profile status update, and a date with a virtual girl who doesn't see any of my faults. God, I'm lonely. See ya.